how SMC ICT strategies are completely useless in 2025. So I've been learning and trading SMC ICT strategies for 3 years and I've mastered them. And there's nothing wrong with those strategies in itself other than everyone is trading it. And in order to be the 1% that succeed in trading, you can't think and operate like everyone else. Yesterday, I took a trade without SMC strategies. I didn't wait for a breakout structure or a market structure shift, a fair value gap, liquidity sweep, any of that. I actually took out other people's liquidity sweep. They had went long and I used their stop loss as one of my TPs. And you can see the trade on the screen here that I took, and you can see the execution. And not to brag, but it couldn't have been much cleaner than this. And why do I say that ICT SMC strategies don't work anymore? They work, that's not the issue. But the thing is, your number one enemy in the market is predictability. If you are predictable, you are going to lose. And you're going to say stuff to yourself like, but I followed the risk, there's nothing more I could have done, I did everything right, I was disciplined, my trading psychology was on point. Doesn't matter. The thing is, you go into the market the same way you went into everything else in life, and you don't question anything. You just trust that your favorite mentor or guru knows everything what he's talking about, and that his strategy, his methods is going to work for you. And the thing is, that's not always how it works. You have to start questioning things. You have to start asking yourself, if everyone is trading SMC strategies, if everyone is waiting for that liquidity sweep, that market structure shift, and take that entry, then how is, like, explain everyone is doing that, and then you have the 1% who succeed. Why doesn't 20% succeed or 10% succeed? Shouldn't be that hard. And that's what I hate to see. People who work so hard, but still they lose. You know what I did yesterday? I took those trades. Then, when I was done working, doing my work for the day, I went home and I took a 2 to 3 hour nap. I was sleeping. Then I ate some food. Then I went to sleep. Like, I didn't do anything productive. And why am I telling you this? That's actually to provoke you to realize that I didn't even work hard. I didn't even work hard yesterday. And I still made 3.65%. Doesn't have anything to do with hard work. I'm just willing to question everything. So the thing is, yesterday was the only day I traded this week. And I'm up 3.65%. And today, I actually saw something in the market. So I have a strategy. I have an SMC strategy. It worked today. I'm not hating on SMC, just to be clear. Like, it works as well. Just don't get too stuck in that limited mindset that you only trade SMC and you get too technical on that stuff. Like, that's not going to work. I've seen institutional traders, they're not just studying SMC. You have to think differently. And I saw a strategy. I have a strategy, clear written down rules, really strict, really disciplined. So I didn't trade that strategy today because I was disciplined. And you know what happened? The strategy would have worked if I took it anyway. Even though the trade didn't look that good, it would have worked and it would have given me between 1 to 5, 1 to 6 R. And this has happened like the last 2 months. I've missed out on like 15 to 20% in profit because I followed a too strict strategy. So I asked myself, instead of getting mad, instead of getting frustrated, I asked myself, what can I learn from this? Right? And then I realized that the issue is that you apply too strict rules. That's the thing. You think that you need to do it perfectly. You don't. What you need to be doing is to avoid all the days that you don't have nothing that looks like your strategy or setup. If the market doesn't give you anything that looks close to your setup or strategy, you need to avoid that day completely. Then you need to wait for those days where you have something that is your setups or looks close to your setup, and you need to ask yourself, can I capitalize on this? Let's say today, it wasn't the best setup, but it still was something really close to my setup. Instead of completely waiting on the sidelines, I could have risked, let's say, 0.5% instead of 1%. That's still a 1 to 5R, and you're not going to blow your account based on that. It's just you need to lower the risk. That's it. You don't get a diploma for being perfect in the market. And I also want to talk about my Discord, where I actually share my live market analysis, and I actually give signals and I tell you my strategy, what days are high probability, what days are low probability, and I share everything inside there. I specialize on one pair, one session, and I try to learn everything about that pair, that session. But back to the video. What I've also seen is actually something I want to talk about, that a lot of people say that don't get emotional, don't close the trade too early, don't just take your entry, stop loss, eventually break even, and either it hits break even or TP. If not, you're leaving profits on the table. That's completely nonsense. Your goal in trading is to make money. Not every single day, but long term. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but sometimes the market almost goes to your TP, but then it don't. You can, for example, target previous day high, it goes close, or previous day low, it goes close, but it doesn't take it out because they know people have TPs there. So you need to ask yourself, maybe I should take a partial even though we didn't hit the TP if it starts to hover around there. Instead of thinking you need that 0.2, 0.3 more profit when you're already up 4 or 5%, you're not going to go broke because of that. And I can tell you this because I don't care what anyone says. I care about what I observe live. I care about reality, not theory. In theory, everyone can write a good trading psychology book and talk about don't touch the trade, just let it hit TP or you're leaving money on the table. I thought that was so genius when I first started trading. Then I observed live. I only care about what I see over an extended period of time live. I care about what works then. I don't care about anything else. You can meditate for 10 hours and try to trade like a monk. I don't care. I trade like I care about what works for me. And I've seen that a lot of times you actually get punished for being too disciplined. If you're too disciplined, the market will punish you. Yesterday, the market would have punished me if I waited for that last liquidity sweep to the downside for TP. It was this close, and I closed the trade because I don't care. It's like 0.1% more gain. I don't care. I closed the trade, then it went up, and then it would have hit my stop loss. Do you really think I think, oh, I left money on the table? Always question everything. Don't care about what anyone tells you. A lot of people don't know what they're talking about. And I'm so tired and frustrated of everyone just telling you it's just trading psychology. Don't leave money on the table. Don't close. Don't be too emotional. I don't care. This is a battlefield. This is a war. And you have to adapt quick. And the best thing you can actually do is to listen to your nervous system, what the nervous system tells you. Not when it tells you to add to the position, to do stupid stuff, but only when your nervous system tells you you should probably close this trade. Then you have 3 seconds to act or it's too late. then you won't act. When your nervous system tells you, you know what, you should take a partial right now. You have 3 seconds to take that partial, otherwise it's too late. But in order to get to that point where your nervous system actually don't fakes you or like scams you, you have to observe one pair, one session for a long time, at least 6 months. And you need to backtest a lot. Once you've done that, your nervous system is going to actually know better than you what the right thing to do is, because you have to sit there, you have to feel those emotions, those feelings, and your nervous system has memory. It will remember the last time the market started to chop around and it didn't hit your TP, or it just hovered around too much and it didn't take off and it hit your stop loss. Your nervous system is going to remember that better than you, and it's going to sense the danger, and that's your job to act then. Your nervous system will tell you everything. That's the best indicator you can use. So question everything. If everyone is trading SMC, then you need to ask yourself, why should I trade SMC? Right? And I'm not trying to tell you comfortable illusions. I don't want to do that, because everyone tries to do that, and they try to sell you a course or sell you something, and they don't actually care about you being profitable. They try to tell you something that sounds good that they can't even follow themselves. I've seen mentors preach one thing, or even write a book, a whole book about how they trade, how their mindset is, and then I've watched them trade live, and they can't even follow that themselves. So if you constantly get that feeling of you're staying super disciplined, you're doing everything right, but you get punished again and again, then how does that discipline actually help you? Always question everything. And that's pretty much it. Trading, it's possible to go in almost every single week and make profits. I know it sounds weird, but it's actually possible. And it's not that hard. It's not as hard as you think. Those people who do that, it's not hard for them. You just have to be patient, and you have to ask the right questions, and you have to always think a bit different from everyone else. Like if everyone is trading the same style as you, it's probably not going to work. That's it for today. I wish everyone good luck, and you're closer than you think.